Good morning. My name is Andrea. I am a part-time marketing manager working from home and a full-time homeschool mom. This video today is just going along on a typical day in our life with me working and homeschooling. So not a thing was changed for the camera. I wanted to give you a good idea of what life is like. Every morning, no matter what, I start my day with some quiet time. I read my Bible and I use a chronological Bible reading plan to get through it in 1 year. Obviously, my desk needs some work, so I'm going to start to do a little organizing. Just as I'm finishing up, my daughter wakes up early, so I need to take care of her before I can actually get to work today. Usually, I try to get an hour or so of work done before my kids wake up, but that doesn't always happen. I also want to make sure that I have morning work for my kids ready to go so that they can get started on something without much instruction from me. It's mostly just handwriting stuff. While my kids are eating, I will get started. I'm sending an email right now to our new content creator. Never had another content creator besides me before at my job, so I'm very excited. He's doing an amazing job so far. I am having to send him an email right now to let him know about the difficulty of using music in videos. So I want to be able to post these videos all over social media and including YouTube. And the one that he made for yesterday, it got picked up that the music that he used in the background, just as background music, was copyrighted. So I just don't think that he was aware about stuff like this. So this will be a lesson to be learned, but no big deal. I just can't monetize the video. It's not like all that work went to waste. Just one of those things you have to learn when you are becoming a content creator, that music is a tricky thing. So typically what I do is I go into the YouTube library of just free music that you can use. There's so many options and it's just easier that way where you can just make sure that there's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to shoot this email off real quick and get back to work. I work for a heating and air conditioning company, and right now it is bitter cold, and so we have a lot of new customers calling, and we want to make sure that they are able to find us as easily as possible online. So I've already checked to make sure that my Google ads and Google My Business profile is all up and running and doing fine. So now that I've checked all that, I want to put a new blog post on our website to kind of update the internet to let them know that we have all the answers for what people are searching for right now. So when I make a blog post, it's way easier now than it ever used to be. So I want to search on Google for the keyword that I want to register in my area, which right now is furnace repair. And so I'm just going to do a search for furnace repair. I'm going to see if you scroll down and look at the questions that people also ask, I'm going to make all of those sections, all of those questions, different sections within my blog post. And then I use my new best friend, which is ChatGPT. And I asked ChatGPT for an answer to all of those questions. Now, it's not going to be perfect, and just with my knowledge of the industry, I can change what it says to be a lot more personable and correct any errors that it might have, but it's just a wonderful way to not start from absolute zero on a blog post. So I'm going to go in and update our website with a fresh blog post that I can then turn into a post on our Google My Business page, a post on Nextdoor, a post on social, stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on right now. I only have a few more minutes actually of like uninterrupted time. My daughter is downstairs watching cartoons. My son is going to get up here in just a few minutes, and then we're going to have to get started on homeschooling stuff. So I'm going to try to bang this out real quick and hopefully I can get it all done. Finish my blog post, I'm going to publish it now. Whenever I post a blog post, I always want to make sure that it has images, lots of good SEO terms in it, keywords, and usually I'll also include, and I'll embed a YouTube video just to be more helpful for anybody reading it. Alright, so I'm now going to post this article on our Google My Business page. Okay, I'm also posting this blog post on Facebook. What I always want to make sure that I add for SEO purposes is my location, because that is going to help a lot for this to show up in people's searches. So here is my blog post being posted as well on Facebook. And there it is. As you can see, that's how we're doing so far. Okay, I actually got a lot done this morning, even though my daughter woke up pretty early. So now it is 8:30 in the morning. I've been at this for a couple hours, so I'm gonna pause here and go down and make breakfast for my kids, and we're gonna start their homeschooling day. And it's extremely cold outside, so we might have to get creative on some activities to do here this afternoon. You know, I'm sure that throughout the day I will get some text messages from work. I'll just get to that whenever I have a break with the kids. Usually I'll try to work when they are doing independent work, or if they are, I always try to have some kind of a quiet time in the afternoon when my son is reading and my daughter can just play in her room for a little bit. Even just that 30 minutes of uninterrupted time is a great chance for me to catch up on some work. So really, other than that, the rest of my day is doing mostly mom things and homeschooling things. So I usually start out our homeschooling day by reading a story of some kind. So this is a Bible story today. I'm using this children's Bible that my parents actually gave me when I was little, so it's going to good use. And then we just do a little morning work, some handwriting, some phonics work for my daughter. We typically, after about an hour, will take a break, maybe have some lunch. I always read aloud to them during their lunchtime. It's the perfect time to have a captive audience. And then just to get the wiggles out before we start schoolwork again, we'll go for a walk or play outside. Hopefully my daughter can just rest in her room for a little bit while I do some math stuff with my son, who's a second grader. It works out pretty good to have most of my daughter's schoolwork done in the morning, and my son's not quite done, but after lunch we finish it up, and so we're usually done by about 2 in the afternoon, I would say. So I'm really enjoying this math curriculum that I'm using with him. Part of the Well-Trained Mind curriculum, and so it uses a lot of fun games. This game that we were playing was you start at 50 and you draw a card, and whatever that card is, you subtract that number. And so it's doing some mental math work. We just got back from our activities, Taekwondo and dance, and I got a notification that something has arrived, and it makes me so happy. I really enjoy the flexibility that being a marketing manager provides. I'm able to work a few hours a day and earn a little bit extra for our household and still be able to stay at home and homeschool my kids. So for me, it's the perfect balance. If you are interested in learning more about how to do marketing, how to do it from home, how to homeschool, things like that, or just to see how I do it, because that's how I learn most things, by watching other people, I do hope that you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Hey, I'm out in the field today, and I was just going to show you what I use to get content for the company that I work for. I work for a heating and air conditioning company, and I follow around the technicians a lot, and so I was just going to show you my gear. So I'm on my phone right now. I always bring my phone to capture a video in the vertical format, and then I also bring my GoPro, and that's great for the horizontal long form kind of content, and it's just super durable. I'm out with heating and air conditioning technicians, and I was just under some bushes. Andrea? Yeah.